Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on the time when you are watching this video. This is my weekend message to you. I want to send you a message that you sit down, relax, you watch it, you listen to it, you meditate, and reason in it. If you're a lover of truth, I want you to relax and listen to this message. But if you are a fanatic, if you are somebody who is addicted to a doctrine, please scroll up or scroll down. Just avoid this message. But if you are a lover of truth, you like hearing the truth, no matter the source of that truth, just sit down and relax and listen to this message. All right. I want to talk about man. Man as the creation of God. God created man in his image. But the angle I want to talk about is I titled this message Two Stages of Man, or the difference between man and human. All right. In the Bible, Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. It says that God created man in his own image and his likeness. He created him. Male and female created them. You know. So in that place, God created man in his image and likeness. There was no explanation on how God created the man. I want you to follow me. There was no explanation. The next thing you can see is he created them, male and female. You know? So there was no explanation how he created them, you know. So, but in Genesis chapter 2, if you read it down around verse 7, 8, 9, if you read it down west, you will see, and says that, and God formed the man with the dust of the earth. Now, you see, explanation has started coming. Then he formed them, he formed the man with the dust of the earth, and he breathed into it. And the man became a living soul. Now, that is how Bible put it. And the man became a living soul. So that means in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27, the man was not a living soul, but he created the man in his image. But the one he created in Genesis chapter 2 said, after the creating, he breathed on the man, and the man became a living soul. Then after, when you read it downwards, now say, and he made the man to sleep, or he said, and he caused sleep upon the man. And from the rib of the man, he created the woman. Are you seeing something there? The one he created in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27, he created them male and female. There was no explanation. But this one now, explanation has started coming, that he created the man with the dust of the earth. But the woman was created with the rib of the man. It's showing you there is two stages. I'm coming. I want you to follow me. Now, the Christ, now we all know that Christ is the second Adam. The man created in the image of God. Christ was born without no scientific explanation on how the conception of Christ occurred. There was no explanation. And he created the man. I would say he created them male and female. The female there should be the church. Because somewhere in the Bible say that the church is the wife of Christ. So Christ and the church is the man created in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. Now, what happened Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, 8, 9 downwards? Now, after Christ and church has been in this generation, there is another creation that has explanation, another form of Christ. And this one must have explanation of its conception. Just like in Genesis chapter 2, verse, I think it should be 7, 8, 9. Says he formed the man with the dust of the earth. Now, this Christ at this time must be a human being that was conceived with sperm and ovum, because dust of the earth is the smallest particle of the earth. Now, sperm and ovum is the smallest, even in biology, they say the cell is the building block. That is the smallest particle. So, cell, the spermatic cell, and the ovum from a woman was what God used to form this Christ of our generation. I say, and he breathed upon it and he became a living soul. Something is about to happen, that the Christ of this generation, something divine is going to happen on him, and he is going to be a supernatural being, a living soul, a mortal being. I don't know whether you are getting me. That is why I said, if you are a lover of truth, just sit down and relax. Or if you don't like the truth, just screw up. Because what I'm going to tell you, what I'm telling you, is what you will never hear in any church. So, the Christ of the generation must be a human being with a scientific explanation of how he was conceived. Different from the Christ that was born by a virgin without a scientific explanation. Just like Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27 has no explanation on how God created that man. But Genesis chapter 2 has explanation on how God created the man, or the Adam. I don't know whether you are getting me. So, if you are looking for Christ of this generation, you shouldn't be looking for Christ who will hang in the air. You'll be looking for Christ who is a human being, but a human being with extraordinary divine component in him. Because he said, after creating him with the dust of the earth, he breathed upon him and he became a living soul. Now, after he became a living soul, he said, he took a rib from him, and with that rib he formed a woman. Now I'm coming. The thoracic cavity of a human being is where you see the rib, and this rib has this thoracic cavity has 12 ribs. These 12 ribs is what form this thoracic cavity. Now, Israel has 12 tribes, the foundation of that Israel. Now, when you see that word rib, if you put T at the back of that rib, what do you see? Tribe. Now, it's trying to show you that one tribe of Israel is what God is going to form, is going to use to form a kingdom. Because a kingdom is a woman. I don't know whether you are getting me. Just as church was the wife of Christ. So, from a tribe of Israel, God is going to use a tribe from Israel to form a kingdom which the man he created will be the king over them. And they shall become husband and wife to rule on earth because God created the man to dominate, have control, replenish, and subdue the earth. And so shall it be that the man God created in this our generation will live, subdue, and dominate the earth with his kingdom. And so shall it be. Thank you for watching and remain blessed.